All right, today we're going to spend some time talking about skills from, I guess, Anthropic and OpenAI. I'm going to jump over to my desk and let's jump into learning more about skills. We're going to spend some time on this live stream basically going through skills and how they can be useful. And yeah, maybe we'll keep it to like 30 minutes or so. So yeah, with that, I'm going to jump over here. All right. All right, let's get started. So the best way to think about skills is they can live basically at a project level, or they can live at a user level too. And I think you can do it at admin level as well. Let me go ahead and show you what so you go to Claude and you go to settings. You should have this. There's the settings page, there's the settings that's set up here. You can also, if I look in this directory and I get you'll see that I do not have skills in here right now, but I can easily add skills, and skills are essentially just markdown files that you can package up, but they're super, super helpful. So today we're going to spend some time and add in some Claude Code skills. Skills are also applicable to Codex, but I haven't spent a lot of time with that. So today we'll just spend some time more focused on skills. Yeah, so with that, I'm going to open up Claude Code and we will create a skill. So skills, you can see here, there's no skills that I have right now, and you can create them either in .claude skills. So here I'm going to go ahead and create a new skill. I'm going to escape to close, create a new skill for a social media manager in .claude skills, social media manager. And we should get back so it's going to go ahead and cook. While it cooks, I am going to go and pull up the skills on Frappe. This page from so it's already it's going to the page that I probably would have gone to have a look. So it's pulled up this like skill format, and it's going to basically like create this skill. If I pull this down and we show you this too. Let's find a way to make this look better. So these are essentially the skills, and it has like YU skills, help specialize Claude, reduce repetition, compose capabilities. What I've personally found with this is that it is super helpful when you're doing any type of coding task, or when you're doing tasks that just require some less back and forth with the model, or a specific type of back and forth with the model. There's different types of skills. So there's like level 1, they're always loaded. Instructions is sort of when the main body of the skill contains like procedural knowledge. And then 3 has like code and a bunch of other stuff. This is a really good diagram which shows sort of like the agent configuration. So you have this like core system prompt, some skills, some MCP servers, and then this is sort of the agent, which it has like bash and these others. You might have different skills. And why they're useful is that in the context window, you can just like pull in these skills, as you can see here. And I've just found them to be like really, really, really helpful. So with that, let me jump back to our code as I battle through a gold here. So you can see we've got some questions that we've been asked about this skill. To use it, write Claude and ask, so done. This skill includes all these things. To use it, right, so just like one shot at the skill basically. So let's go see what it produced. Let's make this easier to for you all to see. So now I should see this .claude file. If I can, Claude skills, social media manager skill, you'll see I have this like thing that's been put together, puts together these hashtags, and it's got some like generic capabilities. What this means is that when I go and if I restart Claude and I say use the social media manager skill to help me write a title and description for it's a little bit meta. So you can see it's like got this social media skill. It's now going to use this skill and that's going to ask me a bunch of questions. So it's like, my social tutorial, the audience is developers, friendly and approachable, and it will just use the information that we had here that is somewhat useful. And I'm going to create this one, and then I'm going to create, just like keep going with it. So firstly, we did a one shot of what this thing did, and hopefully we'll get something back. So you can see here, it came back with a, in this tutorial, learn how to create your own Claude search to supercharge your workflow, title, how to build Claude skills. Then it has second option, hook driven. Yeah, okay, so there is a bunch of different places that I think might be useful for us to look at. For example, there is let's see this one. This person called, let me flip to my browser. The Boring Marketer, they're selling them for $200, and they have their own skills. They're basically selling their skills, which is like its own problem, its own art form. And really it's like kind of interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and try and find something on GitHub and see if we can find something similar that will do this. Actually, I'm going to do skills dot MD. Don't know where my background went. Okay. So here, I want to improve my skills. This has some prompts in there. Looks like it's not updated to the latest. So this one has one about jobs, skills that we want you to have. Curriculum. And there is actually one in the Anthropic. Anthropic has a skill here, so we're going to actually just leverage some of this. So it has this like brand guidelines one. Gives its colors, and it's pretty short. It's like this is like a good repo for these. What I want to do is I want to try and figure out some more of these skills that will, you can see here, so like this loads examples of general comms. So you could use skills in this in an interesting way here. All right. So there's this notion of content automata. All right. All right. This company has some pretty good concept here called content atomization. So I'm going to actually add in, I'm going to copy this actually, and we're going to use this in that skill that we just created to see if it improves the context. So let's go back to here, and I'm just going to clear this. The one nice thing about skills is that you can sort of go back and just make them better and better. So like if you don't get the right result when you go through a skill, you can just clear the context like I just did, and then just keep making the skill better and better, which is kind of interesting. So I'm going to say, can you improve the social media manager skill? Actually, let's create a new one. Can you create a new skill called content atomizer in Claude skills content atomizer, and add in this context, which was just that that post that I found. And you could like really spend some more time on this if you really wanted to. That might be a good way for you to like sort of get the most out of out of it. Add in some more context. Let's see. What's this? One nice thing is you can actually get them to like work with each other. So you could be like, you could be when to use this skill versus another skill. And there's so many other things you can add in here. I'm just going to focus on content marketing because it's sort of interesting. Okay, while this one runs, let's go create another. I'm going to pull up my browser and just maybe show you what I'm doing. So let's make this a little bigger. Basically, if we have like Claude prompt, I'm just gonna go here. We're gonna make this bigger. Okay, so you have a prompt. Now we have this like what I would say is like the harness. Inside here we have skills. We have agents. Commands. Let's just move this over to create some space. And then we have tools. Sometimes these interweave with each other, but I'm just trying to paint an illustration of what this is. So like, most people are used to using a model, which is just like I chat with the model and they don't even have any of these things. And then you can think of like under this, you have like the model in some way. This may not be the best diagram. Okay, so we can even put the model here. So each time you write a prompt, it then will like do this loop. It may come back inside here and these things may like go back and forth with each other. So it may like traverse with each other. So this will go back and forth with the model. Just using this as an example. Not sure why I can't move this to the point. It's got some weird diagram. So this will go like back and forth. So it'll do like multi-turns. So like when I go back to, if I just show you this, you'll see that like it created this content atomizer skill, and it'll do some like turns in between. So like this is a turn to do to make a tool call to bash to create this. Then it'll return a response to the model. Then the model gets this like decides, oh, I've done this work. Now I'm going to go to the next thing and do this, and then you get this output. What most people are doing, from what I've observed, is that most people are just like chatting with the model, and then they just like do one of these. Where like the harness makes a big difference. So like adding in these skills actually can dramatically basically improve the process. Okay, so we added this content atomizer that will atomize content, repurpose content, turn articles, allow, and it's got like a bunch of tools. Okay, so I'm going to take a post that or a stream that I did last week and see what it comes up with. So I'm going to say, actually, I gotta find it on YouTube. And I will find the transcript. Show transcript. So I'm just getting my transcript from this video. It looks like it's got the the audio lyrics on here. Okay, I'm gonna like copy this. and put it into Claude Code and say, use the content atomizer skill to improve with this video where I did a 2025 recap. Here's the transcript from the YouTube video, and we'll give it the URL. Oops. Whoa, didn't mean to do that. Okay. Okay. So it's going to ask me some questions. So use this, so this could help turn into a 25, turn it into a platform optimized help. You create the content. If you have a specific workflow in mind, I can help you build the custom skill. Did I not close the skill? No, I did. Let's just check we got the skills. Yeah. So let's go back and see what it's at. Let's check. Oh, I don't know what it did. I need to fix this skill. Sometimes I have to like give it more instructions. Sorry, I get this habit of command enter when I use VS Code. So it looks like this skill's broke, so. So it has some invalids at the wrong file name, so it's going to fix those things. How are we doing on time? All right, you only see one screen? Weird. Okay, I'm actually fixing it in a different tab, but for some reason this tab doesn't show when I flip to it. I'm not sure how to fix it. Okay. Okay, I think that fixed it. Okay. So let's go back here. And get this prompt. I think yeah. So it's going to use that skill now to or should use that skill. I guess this is kind of a long initial prompt. It's taking its time on this one. I think it probably doesn't understand the transcript, so it's trying to like understand the transcript first. Let's see. While it does that, let's go add another one. We're going to add something similar to. Oh, here we go. So it's using content atomizer. While that runs, I'm going to actually spin up another one here, and we will create one for like power words or something like that. I'm just going to okay. Skills. Power words, and this should enhance copy with emotion. So this is like Mr. Beast, like hack the blah 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 is what I'm hoping that this thing produces. Oops. Okay, so atomization was complete. Let's so it's sorry, this is a bit of a harder thing to see. It came up with this like wow, it's actually pretty good. Oh wait. So it took my transcript from my video. It then said a quarter by quarter analysis, central themes in 2020. Key themes we started to shift from bigger to better, open weights. Then it said, I just reviewed everything that actually changed, not the hype, the vibes. Here's it. Tweet two, the three themes, reasoning, agents, bigger is better died. These are all tweets, which is pretty good. What's still broken? Okay, then this is like slides for it, which I guess is kind of interesting. Then it came up with an email newsletter that I guess I could send. Video transcript. It broke down. It came up with this like Instagram short, which I thought was kind of interesting. Then it came up with this like quick reference, open models, reset the baseline. And it came up with this like strategy, which is like post on Twitter. yeah, came up with this like thread, which I thought was kind of interesting. All right, so let me close this. Because I've shown you this. Okay, so we just built another one called Power Words. So this is meant to like turn sign up, join for free, or tips for better sleep into like, basically like improves marketing copy. Let's have a quick look at, this did not do it in the right format. Let's firstly look at it. Okay, so it looks like came up with like when to use it, novelty, what to do. Can you make this a Claude skill? Follow these guidelines. See, anything want to do this? No. All right, so it's going to go away and do this. Let's close this one. Keep having to like give it this thing. I guess there's got to be a better way to build skills. Maybe I just don't know skill builder or something. Maybe I'm on that old version of an older version of Claude Code that runs. Yeah, this is older because I haven't seen Ultra Think in a while. So one nice thing that you can do with this is you can like chain them together. So I could be like, work with these 3 different skills and put something together. And it's sort of like, people make fun of it just being this like markdown thing, but it's actually super useful if you think about you're sort of building your own tool that has this like, that has specialist knowledge for a given task, and then you're calling on that skill when you want it. So if you want code review, using a tool just specifically for code review is obviously pretty useful. And then if you're using something that's maybe for security analysis, you want like a different set of skills. So I think they did just a really good job with just this concept, and I could just see how it just could improve over time too. That I think could be like very useful for folks, particularly if they're sort of using these tools, but like not getting the value that they want, or like not getting the output that they want. And I mean output in 2 senses. Output is in the like back and forth with a model that you'd sort of expect, or even just like outcomes, which would be like the actual result from using them. And like this comes down to like almost every way to use these models. Like, I've been thinking about how the chat interface has like changed so much, and like this makes that chat interaction sort of less valuable compared to this, where you're getting just richness of context that you don't get when you just chat with a model directly, unless you like copy and paste the things, create projects, and like do a bunch of other stuff that like doesn't really feel that valuable. Okay, so we actually did get this thing created called Power Words. So let's go give it a whirl. Use the Power Words skill to improve this copy for a title for YouTube. And I'm just going to use the same one that I did last time, which was give it the transcript. Sometimes when I prompt, I like to give it this like parentheses so it knows. So this might take a little bit of time because it's going to go through the transcript and figure out some meaning from all of my words for like 20 minutes. So you can see it's like called on this power words here, and then it's going to extract something out. So if I just show you what this skill looks like. Oh, wow, it came back already. Let's actually look at it though. Claude skills, power words. Oops. You'll see it's like coming up with all these things that would be useful, like exclusivity, gravity, completeness. It's like gone full, it's gone full Mr. Beast here. Okay, let me, so here's what I came up with. The brutal truth about AI in 2021. 2025 AI exposed. The revolutionary shift. Shocking AI progress in 2025. The definitive 2025 recap. Everything that changed. So, and then even like recommends which one. Option 1 is more option 4. So it reckons like the definitive 2025 AI recap. So it's like, you know, like, I'm not necessarily a big fan of these things, but just like, this is like sort of useful if you're just like, I don't even know where to start. Here's what I think I should do. And, you know, for reference, if I like don't use the skill, when I say improve this copy for video. So you can see like the other one came up with, I hopefully it doesn't use power words, but okay. Can I turn off the skill? I know what to do. Okay, let me just go back one in this repo and use CC and then ask it the same question. Improve this copy. So it doesn't have access to the skill, hopefully this time. And yes, it's like, what changed in AI this year? The year AI learned to think, like, didn't really come up with something useful. Well, like this was like very interesting mechanism for showing these, for going through these things. Let's see. So it's like all these like stuff you could probably do in here. So we did content atomizer, let's do a content calendar too. Let's try and figure that out. So I think that would be cool. Okay. Claude skills. Actually, I don't really need this. All right. Come up with a new Claude skill in .Claude skills. I want to call this content calendar. All right, let's come up with a content calendar now. This context, and then let's give it this page. What else do I want to put in this content calendar? I think that's fine. Okay, so now it's going to like cook for a bit. And there's like all these different things that you could do here. So like we're just doing content calendar. You could be doing like market. You could be doing like market research, like about a given market, about the opportunities. Like there's just all these ways of just like sort of categorizing different types of work into these skills that I think is just is like kind of interesting. People are like, oh, this is just prompting, and like to a certain extent it is, but I think it's like packaged prompting in some way. So you're like packaging up some prompts to make it a to make it better. And like there's other stuff you could probably do about virality here to like try and like game some virality. Maybe while this one builds, I will just show you what that looks like. Let's go. What skills? No. Make directory. Claude skills. Viral content. Okay, so we came up with this skill. And let's see. So create the content calendar skill here, and yeah, let's give it a whirl. I'll do content calendar. Oops. Looks like that's not there. With that, let's use the content calendar skill to come up with a new calendar plan for a API for both. I'm just going to use the content calendar thing here to like come up hopefully with a plan for me. And then this is probably going to go on X. Developers, what's my capacity? 3 to 4 a week. I'm trying to grow adoption. Let's see what it does. Then when it does this, I'll show you the virality one, and then I think we'll end it because I've been going for at least the 30 minutes that I said I would. Okay, so it's like doing some searches here. I didn't actually show you the generation of the thing, so let's, while this cooks, let's go to Claude skills, content calendar skill. You can see here it's got like here's a batch creation system. it's going to go through like this content calendar to like produce these things. I'm not saying you should do these, but just like just gives you a sense of just like how useful this is. Also, like at the top, you can determine the name, the description, and then the allowed tools for the given skill. So you can like give it just read access, and it'll just produce a result. And then like having it ask the user a question, like these are just really useful things. It's like got this mix of not just the content, but like the tools that it can use. I think it was just a smart move. Okay, so it's going to build on some of these. It still thinks it's 2025, but I'll give it some reasonable doubt. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to X, find something, and try and improve it. After this finishes, which may take a while, I guess. Building a format guide. So it's like doing like a bunch of work. You can imagine, in order for me to get to do, what is this? It's like, to get to ask these questions, like I would have to like go back and forth with the model directly, manually, like 3 or 4 times. Then I would have to like, for each of these things, ask it to do a web search each time. This might be like 30 minutes of work just to get to this point. Yeah, now it's like, and then it produces this result. So it's like, okay, demonstrate reduced friction to adoption, getting started, building your first server bot, code snippets, pillar 3 is use cases, drive signups. It's like new feature highlights, and it's like code snippets, threads, single tweets. Then it's like format for distribution, 1 thread, 2 code images, 1 GIF. And then it's come up with this like schedule for me, basically, which is like why PO versus direct, your first thing in 10 lines, smart bot progression. Then it's like week 2, streaming responses. It's like pretty good. And like, I know this is a lot of work, and you know, there's work to do, but there's also just like, you know, it's come up with like an entire schedule for me to do. And then you could use like another skill to like review this, and you just could sort of see this go back and forth. Okay, I promised you that I would go get a go lock on X and try and improve some content. So let's go ahead and find some things on X that would be I'm trying to find something that's actually useful to respond to. So there is this thread. So I'm going to basically, how do I remove this? I'm going to take this thread of responses, and then I'm going to use 200 responses. I've got to say something pretty unique to get some virality on this. So like, I'm going to take all these responses, and then I'm going to go back to edit select, and I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to use Claude Code. Use the what was it called? Viral content skill to it's probably not a good word to social media. Peter's tweet was this. Okay. But it does help you think through these ideas. Okay. It comes up with all these like links to stuff. So it's going to use this skill viral content that I have. I'll show you. Claude, skills, viral content, skill. And it's like, be reasonable, and it's got like all these like virality things to think about. It might ask me some questions, so let's wow, that's like aggressive. Okay, so it's come up with like some careful what you wish for. I started vibe coding better. Now I fall asleep mid-prompt and wake up to Claude having opinions about my architecture and decisions. Hot take, bold of you to assume vibe coding bad won't just become doom scrolling. Yeah, error lives. That's so funny. I love that. Doom scrolling, doom coding, same energy, better commit history. It's not doom scrolling if you're shipping features. iPad, keyboard, Claude Code, productive. Also, just one more refactor. The doom never left. It just learned to compile. All right, I'm actually going to respond to him with this. Let's see. All right. All right. So today we went through quite a lot. Let me figure out how to make this bigger and change this, because we've spent at least at least 30 minutes on this. So let me jump back to the camera over here and we will recap this. That was super interesting. We basically spent some time today going through skills from Claude Code. We produced our own. We produced a social media manager, power words, a social media calendar, a viral content creator that had some humor, and it was kind of interesting. Hopefully it showed a little bit about some of the power of these skills. To maybe give you a recap, with Claude Code and with Codex, you can create these skills. Skills are super useful. They're sort of like a great way of giving the model some context and then using that context inside the harness of Claude Code or with Codex. I'll probably maybe do another one on Codex, but I think one of the big productivity gains that I personally had from using skills is in sort of leveraging them together. And that last example, seeing the content calendar where the person where it would like the tool would use the skill, and then from the skill it would produce a bunch of work, is hopefully just an illustration of, I think, just like where, as we head into as we're in this new year 2026, where I think just there's a bunch of probably just additional value that you can get out of using these models if you use them in these harnesses. And I think it's like really interesting how much more you can do here. This one was focused on like marketing. Maybe I'll do another one on some different skills with coding, but I figured this might be just like a good way for me to learn. This was fun. I really enjoy spending some time and dedicating 30 minutes to an hour of my time doing this. If you have ideas, if you have feedback, please do reach out to me. Thanks. Bye.